going on, Leo Collective? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader. This is going to be your ancestor messages, okay? So from your benevolent ancestors, meaning those that are with you on your journey, whether you've met them or not, whether you've known them in this lifetime or not, these are the ancestors that are here to support you, that want to see you do well, that are here to actually help you, cheer you on, guide you, and help you break the generational cycles, help you on your mission, whatever your mission happens to be. We're talking with those ancestors today, okay? So I did do a pre-shuffle, as you can already tell in the pre-shuffle video, the time lapse, okay? Just to save time. I did it like that on purpose. So looking at the bottoms of your decks, Leo, it feels like some of you are definitely being challenged at this time. And it feels like some of you are in this energy of really, it feels like some of you are losing sleep, okay? Having sleepless nights. Some of you are really finding yourself stressed out, really anxious, full of anxiety. Some of you are just really focusing on the things that are weighing you down versus the things that are working in your life right now. So it feels like some of your, for those that I'm connecting with today, it feels like some of you are being asked to really pay attention to the messages that are being sent to you at this time, okay? Our spirit team, our guides, our ancestors, the universe, whoever it is that you connect with, they have a plethora of ways that they connect to us, that they, let us know, remind us that we're on the right path, or that, we're being redirected in some type of way, or that they are with us, especially when it feels like we are going at life alone, okay? So I feel like it really feels like some of you are really being encouraged at this time to reconnect to your higher self, to reconnect to your spirit team, to reconnect to that inner part of you that some of you may be kind of like feeling disconnected from at this time. Because in doing so is really going to put you back in your power. Okay. Some of you who have really been kind of like, not really having motivation, not really feeling inspired lately, maybe not, having all the energy you need to take action. Those that may have been feeling kind of disconnected from your passion for what makes you passionate, what you're passionate about. This is, you're being encouraged right now to reconnect to that. Okay. Some of you maybe who have been kind of like in this energy of not really knowing what that looks like or where to go, what the next step should be. This is why you're being asked to reconnect to that part of yourself that's internal. Okay. Sometimes we find ourselves, seeking outside sources for, answers. And while that sometimes can be helpful, when it feels like nothing is working, that is why. It's the same thing like when, for those who know about, who are parents or know about babies that, when they're crying and you've tried everything in the book to get them to stop crying, they won't stop crying. The number one answer is always that they're fighting sleep, right? They feel like they're going to miss out on something. So for some of you, this is the same kind of thing. Okay. But not in the baby sense, but more so in the sense of, when nothing else works, that is the guidance, is to reconnect to yourself, reconnect to your inner self, your higher self. Okay. In order to put you back in your power, in order to restore your sense of, action, right? Being able to get motivated, to re-spark that motivation, to relight that fire, ignite the fire within. That's where you're going to find it, is going inside. Okay. So let's see, starting the reading, what your ancestors would like you to focus on at this time is, we have beauty, and that came in reverse. These typically aren't really read in reverse, but I feel like for some of you, this is, you're being asked at this time to really allow yourself to see the beauty in everything around you, especially the things that feel challenging. When you allow yourself to step outside of how you normally perceive something and allow yourself to just really analyze it with only the positive things you could pull out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's this type of artistry that I believe is done. I feel like it's the Japanese, it could be Chinese, but one of those cultures where when they have like let's say a pottery that has cracked, instead of them trying to fill it in or cover it up, or just kind of like scraping the whole thing, right? They will instead fill the crack with gold in order to kind of like bring out, my bad, my alarm went off. Anyway, what they would do is they would fill that crack with gold, and what that does is kind of like brings it shows how unique that piece is, right? It basically kind of like highlights the uniqueness of that particular piece instead of trying to cover it up and, you know, act like it didn't happen. They instead they shine light on it. They make it brighter by putting gold, making it, you know, filling it with gold instead. So I feel like for some of you, Leo, that's kind of what you're being asked to do at this time. Okay, some of you are, and even if this has to do with yourself, okay, some of you this is internal, right? Where some of you are really being down on yourself based on something that happened in the past, or someone that maybe, you know, kind of like, maybe if this has to do with the person, for some of you this is like someone who had interest in you and then they just kind of like turned on you, or you know what I'm saying, where they just switched up, you know, really quickly, where it kind of like made you feel down on yourself, right? Some of you are really being asked to identify where, you know, if there was like bullying done or something like that. It's kind of like bringing in, asking you to bring in awareness at this time to see how, you know, people were maybe jealous of you. You know what I'm saying? See how those experiences were really trying to mold you or shape you in its own unique way, right? See how, you know, your challenges are really trying to support you instead of hurt you. Okay, I feel like some of you are really being asked to shift your perspective about something that has taken place in the past, especially if this is like someone who was maybe into you and then now they're like, you know, lost interest, something like that. You know, I feel like some of you are to making it more personal than what it needs to be. Now, for others of you, this has to do with, I feel like, some type of creative idea, some type of creative project or endeavor that some of you, you know, was maybe once really into before, but you've lost your spark, you've lost your sense of passion or motivation for it. And so some of you are being asked to like shift your perspective, allow yourself to, instead of kind of scrapping the whole thing and as if like it doesn't mean anything and as if it doesn't have value anymore, and allow yourself to maybe reapproach it in a different way, kind of like revamp it, you know, bring it back to life in some type of way by doing it differently or adding something to it or removing something, switching it up in some type of way to bring it back, to make it fun again. Okay, whatever that is for you. So let's keep going. Yeah. So, what they want you to embrace and embody is answers. Okay. So I feel like some of you, you know exactly what needs to be done here, especially if this has to do with like a connection, a situation. This could be some of you, a soulmate energy, or someone from your, something, you know, from your past that some of you, you know, have like lost your, you know, spark with, or kind of like just, you're not feeling motivated. You're not feeling driven. Some of you, you're fully aware of what needs to happen here. Some of you, it's really about kind of like letting something go and going more for what actually makes you happy. For some of you, like I said, if this has to do with the connection where this person just doesn't see, you know, all of the beauty that you hold within you, that they just can't see it because they don't see it for themselves. Some of you, that's the indication to allow yourself to see that situation for what it is, see that person for who they are, and realize that if they, you know, whatever they don't recognize within me is because there's parts of them that don't see it for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So for some of you, you're really being asked to, you know, do something that kind of like allow yourself to leave behind what no longer is working, right? Or, you know, a connection that isn't working, whatever that is, however that fits into your life, and really go for what makes you happy. Really do, you know, cut out the people, the things, the situations, the environments, the mentality, the thoughts, the beliefs, whatever that might be that is holding you back, okay? And really go towards, you know, allow yourself to be led and guide it towards what makes you happy. Okay, some of you have been asking for the signs, asking for, you know, the you know, the messages, the answers. Some of you haven't, and you've been getting them, but some of you haven't been paying attention to them. Okay, some of you have been receiving exactly what you've been asking for, but because it doesn't look how you wanted it to, or look the way you thought it would, or how it should, you know, putting the expectations on it, because sometimes block us from seeing it. Okay, so clarifying answers, we have the Eight of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you, it's like some of you are really being asked to leave anything behind that is no longer working. Okay, it seems like you're being asked to leave behind what no longer is working and really focus on yourself, really focus on your own growth, your own goals, especially for those of you, like I said, if this is a connection and it's someone that maybe you've been dealing with for quite some time, you maybe have history with, this person could be a soulmate. Some of you, the season for this is over, and that's why some of you are now having challenges. For some of you, it's like you've been dating someone, or even if like this could even be a job, just somewhere you've been for quite some time, or someone you have history with. For some of you, this is childhood stuff, or people you've known for a long time, to where it's just like things aren't what they used to be. And it feels like for some of you, it's now creating challenges, and the challenges are there because it feels like you guys have essentially closed the cycle, whether you realize it or not. Others of you have outgrown a particular connection or situation or environment, job, whatever that is. It's like it's your soul's way of trying to push you out of something that is no longer for you. Okay. And some of you are really being asked to allow yourself to see that for what it is, and not try to paint it up to be like, no, and try to force it. Right. It feels like some of you, this is, something that's kind of like essentially falling away or kind of pushing you in a different direction in order to, for some of you, restore your independence. Okay. For some of you, that's exactly what this has to do with, is if this is something that maybe you've kind of like gotten too comfortable with, or a person you've gotten too comfortable with because they've been there for so long, but it's not working, right? It's time for a change. Some of you have been like stressed out about this. Some of you are going through a dark night of the soul, and now you're seeing things in a whole different light. You're seeing things in a whole different way that maybe you didn't see it before. And it's really important for you guys to really allow yourself to take in the intuitive guidance that is coming to you at this time, and not ignore it, not push it aside or sweep it under the rug, or act like it isn't there, act like you don't feel what you feel, act like you don't know what you know. Okay. Now, others of you, if this has to do with, like, let's say a job, right? Somewhere you've been, like I said, for quite some time, that you're not passionate about anymore. You're not driven about it anymore. It doesn't like light you up the way it used to. Some of you, this is a indication that it is time for you to work for yourself. Some of you are already entrepreneurs, and maybe this is a revamping of your brand or your business, or maybe taking your career or whatever it is that you do in a different direction. Others of you, this is, a time to kind of like, you've outgrown that part of your business or your services, whatever it is that you provide, and now it's time for you to do something else. Like I said, others of you, though, this is about a job or something that some of you are not being appreciated at. Okay. Or you just maybe don't feel the same about it. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't hold the same value it once did. And now you're being asked to, like I said, work for yourself. Okay. Or, kind of like embody that energy of, I have what I need to take care of myself. I have what I need to provide for myself. Some of you, that could be what the limiting beliefs are, is that, you've maybe been let go of in a position, or some of you are, fearful of that, or if I quit, how am I going to take care of myself? If I don't do this, how am I going to do this? And that's where you're being asked to embody, that I will be taken care of. My needs are always met. Some of you are really being asked to embody that energy. Like, just allow yourself throughout the day to just play with the idea of, what if my needs are always met at any point in time and space? What if, I always have what I need right when I need it, and it's always on time. Like, how cool is that? Like, I live like that, and it's normal for me. And just allow yourself to play with that energy for, at least a minute. Okay. As long as you possibly can, however long you can go without being like, you're full of shit, you're lying to yourself right now. Like, before that type of, energy kicks in, allow yourself to go on those tangents, no matter how wild it sounds. And I know for me, when I do that, I know that it's an alignment, because my body starts vibrating. I start getting chills. I start getting these sensations that I'm feeling all over my body, and my crown chakra starts tingling, things like that. So allow yourself to play with that energy, and just, have fun with it, and just be like, this is normal for me. This is a normal way of living. Like, of course my needs are met. Of course I'm always taken care of. Of course that opportunities are always opening up for me in the most abundant and beautiful and divine and positive ways. Like, of course. And when you get in the way that I was just able to just so fast, that is what you're being asked to do. Just kind of play with that energy right now. Okay. So what your ancestors want you to focus on going forward is, we have 33 here, which is interesting. So 33 out of all those cards, 33 came out with summer here at the bottom. So for some of you, this is something that's going to take place during the summer. The summertime could be of significance. 3 to 6 months. The mother. Okay. Some of you, this has to do with not a masculine, a mother figure. Okay. So we have Black Widow that came out, Aquarius energy. And then we also have Virgo energy, chess. Okay. So what this feels like is, some of you are being asked to, because this Black Widow came out sideways, it feels like some of you, some of you, this has to do with a connection that has maybe once worked and is now toxic. Some of you are being asked to block this out, and now start thinking about, come up with a strategy about exiting a situation that is no longer for you. Okay. Now, others of you, if this has to do with someone that you are, like I said, whether it's like a job or something like that, that has been, that you're feeling like they're starting to turn on you, or you're kind of feeling like they're like, I have a feeling they're going to fire me, or, something like that. Some of you are being protected. Okay. Where if there's someone trying to set you up at your job or your work or something like that, it feels like your ancestors are blocking that energy out. However, that does still mean though, that you have to, it is still privy, it is still like important for you to come up with a plan, a strategy of exit. Okay. Of, getting a different job, or relocating, whatever that is. Now, for those of you that this has to do with a connection, like a relationship, something like that, that is, like I said, turned toxic, where some of you feel like you're trapped, you're stuck, you don't have nowhere to go, you can't move. This is your ancestors letting you know that if someone is trying to set you up, or you're scared that they're going to hurt you, something like that, your ancestors are letting you know that they are with you. They're blocking this person from harming you in some type of way. That this person, if they are doing something, trying to set you up or hurt you or trap you in some type of way, that they are going to have consequences for their actions. Like, they're not going to get away with it. Okay. I feel like some of you need to know that. And that could be what some of you are essentially stressed out about. Okay. About leaving a situation. But we do have the World underneath here, along with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Underneath that, the Judgment. Some of you with this 2 of Pentacles, it's just a matter of choosing. Some of you are stressed out about knowing what you need to do. Some of you know that it's time to walk away from something. You know that there's a situation that is maybe toxic, or someone has betrayed you. They've, done something. Some of you, if someone cheated on you, something like that, this is your indication that it's time for you to let this go. For some of you, this is a cycle. Some of you, this is something that has maybe happened more than once, or has been ongoing, and it's a cycle that's letting you know this is something that needs to stop. It needs, like, you can't keep doing this anymore, right? That's what your ancestors are trying to let you know, that they are helping you by blocking out whatever this is, or whatever negative energy someone is trying to send towards you or throw towards you. But it's still up to you to really come up with some type of plan, a master plan, a strategy, something like that, some type of power play type of move that is going to essentially get you out of a situation. Okay, that is preparing you for what's coming, because clarifying that energy is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is again another card about a cycle. Okay, Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Queen of Cups with the Page of Cups. Okay, so this is really Leo, about doing what is best for you in a situation, knowing that your time is on your side. The divine is on your side. Okay. It's like luck is favoring you right now. So it's a matter of you following your intuitive guidance here with the Queen of Cups, and essentially taking care of yourself by doing what's best for you. Okay. Whether this is going out, doing something new, or, kind of like having that optimism, which is, that fiery energy here. It's giving me Sagittarius vibes with that, with the Queen of Wands. But this is, again, putting you back in your power. Okay. Letting you know that, luck is favoring you right now. Okay. Things are here to turn in your favor. It's like Jupiter is smiling upon you right now as I'm recording this on Jupiter Day, hence all the blue going on. Okay. So this is, Jupiter letting you know that this is a part of your growth. This is a part of your expansion. You have increase that is trying to come into your experience, but it's requiring you to walk away from something first. It's like, especially if this has to do with like a person, someone is not meant to go where you're going. Okay. Not everybody is meant to eat at your table that's being prepared for you. Okay. So for some of you, this is really putting you in a position, an opportunity here to really, trust yourself. And for some of you, this has to do with, exploring your creative endeavors. Some of you, this is something new, some type of new creative project, or something you've been thinking about or working on, some type of idea that's recently come to you. You're being asked to kind of like, just get curious about it, approach it and pursue it without any expectation about how it's supposed to look, or what type of results it's supposed to yield. For some of you, it's not meant for you to worry about all that. Okay. Some of you, it's just meant to, really pursue it and just see where it goes, see where it takes you. Okay. Even if that has to do with, like I said, leaving a toxic connection or a situation, relationship, whatever that is, this is Spirit saying, choose yourself in this situation and be optimistic about what, kind of like allow yourself to look at it from a child's perspective. Like, like, we're moving, where are we going to go? Ooh, I get to meet new people, and there's new things to do and new things to learn, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. Like, allow yourself to play in that lighthearted type of energy. Some of you are really being asked to embrace that energy at this time. Okay. Like I said, it feels like for some of you, this is something that's taking place during the summer. And so if this is coming out early, you know, summer is right around the corner. That's going to be here in no time, right? But it's also giving me this energy of, if it's coming out now, this is why. It's giving you an opportunity to make a plan, to create a strategy, that it feels like an opportunity is going to present itself, okay, for you guys to leave a situation and really be able to rely on yourself, take care of yourself. But it's like you're going to need to still have a plan in place to, when this does take place, they're able to move into it and it'll be easy, or maybe not easy, but it'll be more in flow. The transition won't be nearly as hard as maybe it would if you didn't have a plan already in place when this takes place. Okay, so let's get your advice. So we have card 50, no place like home, that came in reverse. Okay, and then we have to be fair, card 38. Okay, so as advice, this feels like, I feel like some of you have been really isolating yourself at this time, Leo. Okay, and it feels like some of you have been really kind of like finding yourself in this hermiting energy. It's giving me Virgo vibes. Okay, where you've been like kind of like finding yourself really isolating yourself, and this is that energy of coming out of that. Okay, coming out of that and really, you know, doing what's best for you. Okay, really doing things that, you know, is fair. It's kind of like you're making a move that's fair for all involved. Some of you, this is kind of like, maybe you've been considering just kind of like going ghost and like kind of like throwing the baby out with the bathtub water, and it's like, don't do that, right? Because there's always consequences for our actions. Okay, this is also helicopter. There's this is also a karma card. Okay, meaning that there's, you know, what goes up must come down. Okay, whatever we put out, we will get back. Okay, that's also what this is about. So this does feel like this is positive though, but this is Spirit still reminding you that even if something is toxic or something isn't, you know, isn't healthy, right, to make sure that you're still doing it and going about it the right way. Okay, because at the end of the day, whatever you put out does come back. So even if you are, you know, kind of like a victim in a sense, or kind of like, you know, getting the short end of the stick in a situation, still make sure that whatever way you're being guided to exit a situation, or whatever it is, that however it is that you're being guided to leave or let something go, make sure that you're doing it in a fair and just manner. Okay, so that way, when you are going into your new life, your new situation, your new job, whatever this is, that you're not carrying that karma with you into a new environment, into a new, you know, fresh start, something that was designed or implemented to be meant to be positive for you, but you're carrying, you know, the karma with you now of how it ended. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like some of you are being asked to consider that. Okay, you know, to not shut yourself off completely in a situation. Okay, make sure that you're allowing yourself to still, you know, make yourself at home wherever you are, but do it in a way that, you know, still supports, that's, you know, fair for everybody involved. Okay, things are, whatever has been done wrong, if that does apply, it is being made right. Okay, things are going to be done, you know, made fair in the situation, but just make sure that you're on the right side of karma, because it comes for all of us. Nobody's exempt, right? So Leo, what else I just got for you guys that I just thought of when I was taking the cards out, not taking them out, but putting them back to reshuffle them for the next reading, was another message that came to me that I feel like I didn't really include in your reading, but it just came, so I'm recording it now, is an additional message for those of you where it applies that you're having to leave a situation, or like leave a job, strategize, whatever it is that strategy is about, where some of you are being asked to come with some type of plan to leave a toxic situation or a toxic job, whatever that is for those of you that have to do that, make sure that you have the plan in place before you say anything. Meaning, if you have to, like, say, for example, move out, right? Make sure that you already have put in your deposit, you already have a move-in date, you already have your keys, whatever it is that you need, that's already in place, right? And then, so for those of you that this has to, let's say, do a job, right? Don't tell them that you're looking for another job, or that you're putting in your resume other places, or that I'm gonna quit, you know, blah blah blah. Like, don't even bring it up. Just look for the new job. Make sure that you already have your interview, you already have your start date, you already have all your, you know, you've already took all your tests and got everything already squared away. So that way, when you put in that resignation letter, it's already done. They can't stop you. Like, they could even try to beg you to stay, or try to, like, convince you, or, you know, whatever. It's like, it's already done. There's nothing you can do at this point. You see what I'm saying? So for those of you, like I said, that are needing to leave some type of situation or whatever, that strategy is making sure that you have your plan in place before you say anything, before you let anybody know what your fucking plan is. Make sure that all your ducks are in a row, all your I's are dotted, all your T's are crossed. Okay, make sure everything's already like set and ready to go, so that way if they try to stop you, they can't. If they try to throw a monkey wrench in your process or in your plan or whatever, the plan's already finalized. It's already set in stone. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope this reading was helpful. If it was, please like, share, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff, and until next time, you guys. Howdy.